In these statistics, I found them quite shocking this morning. For you, you're not surprised by this?
Unfortunately not. I mean, we've seen the Metropolitan Police also talk about a 70% increase in attacks against Muslims, and in reality, anecdotally, we see more and more examples of this happening. Almost we don't know anybody who hasn't seen something or has a friend who's experienced this, and it's really worrying with these horrific attacks that have happened in Paris. You know, Muslim communities across the UK have been saying the same thing, that we stand apart from this. I mean, Muslim Council of Britain did a full-page advert in the Daily Telegraph today saying, you know, we stand apart from this. Because it's really important for us to try and demonstrate as much as possible to as much of the wider public that there is a gap between the broad Muslim community and these very small minority of people who don't really represent anybody.
Well, the Islam is as close to the terrorists as the Ku Klux Klan is to Christianity. Yes. But still, I suppose, and the attacks on you, led by ignorance, led by stupidity in many cases, people do bizarre things when they are frightened.
It is true, and you know, what we need to try and do as much as possible is to show solidarity and be together. I mean, I was born in this country. This is a country that we're all very proud of as a respectful, tolerant nation. You know, to be honest, much better than many places in Europe and across the world. I'm very proud to be here in the UK. And it's very concerning that these types of things are happening that seem to shake, you know, that sort of solidarity. And that's not something that I like. Nicola Sturgeon, straight after the Paris attacks, she went to the a mosque in Glasgow and they had a 1-minute silence. That's an example of real positive work and you know, something that we'd always praise.
Well, reading the background for some of these bombers, just in one of the newspapers today, the ex-wife of the Paris bomber, Ibrahim Abdeslam, said yesterday he was a waster, spent his days smoking dope and boozing. She revealed that he never went to the mosque, served 2 years in prison for theft, never had children because he drank vodka and beer, was too lazy to get a job even though he was a qualified electrician. That's not Islam.
No, it's not at all. I mean, even in the September 11th attacks, we found out that some of these individuals had an Islam for Dummies book, and they'd been at clubs and strip clubs and things like that. These people are not representative of real Islam. The MI5 themselves, they actually wrote a report and they said real Islam is the answer for many of these people. They need to see what really is going on, and you know, this is our security services saying it. And as much as possible, we have to try and demonstrate this and show how this is the case, because we are a nation which is together, not one which should be divided.
Do people hear your voice? I watched the news over the weekend, and there was a senior politician saying, we wish that the Muslim community would do more to stand, or appear to do more, to stand shoulder to shoulder with us. Do you think that the community could do more?
I think we all can do more. We should never say, be complacent, but let's just say what we have done. You know, we issue condemnations, we've had vigils, silent vigils, we had a full-page advert in the Daily Telegraph today. I mean, these are not small things that take place. These are massive fundraising appeals just to try and make our voice heard.
And people have got to want to listen as well.
And that's true.
And not only are you having to deal with those racist attacks, but you're also, as everybody else is, concerned about being caught up in a terrorist atrocity.
Yeah, I mean, we're already concerned, and I think we all need to come together. I think we all have a responsibility, you know, as a human being, as a public, as a nation, to really go out there and stand up for people and report it. I can't emphasise enough, you know, people need to report these things, because if people don't, then, you know, it won't be reported on. And, you know, I encourage other people like me, young women, young men, especially young women, because young women are much more vulnerable than men, and, you know, they get attacked and, you know, they leave it to the side. I really encourage them to speak out and campaign, which is what I do. You know, I campaign with a lot of charities, Fixers, Young Minds, NCB, Anti-Bullying Alliance, and I really want to, you know, go out there, raise awareness of these issues, because if someone doesn't do it, then who's going to do it?
Okay.
Thank you both.
Thank you both very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.